So at least I was right about one fight. Carlos Ulberg knocked out Yuri Prohaska in the main event of UFC 327, despite having one of the worst starts to a title fight in UFC history. His knee buckled almost immediately after the fight started, and Yuri, credit to him, he allowed Ulberg to regroup after his knee buckled instead of gunning for the finish. And although, yes, it was pretty much a dumb decision, for a fighter that wants to win, but it was also a weirdly honorable one. And it shows how special Yuri is, not just as a fighter, but as a human being. He allowed Carlos to regroup. The two of them started to get back into the groove of things, and then Yuri went in for a jab, and Carlos landed a perfect counter square on the chin of Yuri, sending him to the ground. Carlos then followed that up with ground and pound, and the fight was all over from there. Yuri was very emotional afterward because, he started to regret letting Carlos gather himself. And I'm sure Yuri fans are screaming at Yuri for doing so because that was Yuri giving the fight away when he allowed Ulberg to regroup and find that counterpunch. Um, I still have to give credit to Yuri, man. It was an emotional moment. As a Yuri fan myself, I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't consider me to be one, given all the credit I'm giving Carlos Ulberg and the fact that I chose him to win. But I am a Yuri fan, and as one, I can't help but credit Yuri as well instead of overly knock him down because of him giving Carlos the fight. Yuri, he had an honorable moment in there, man. I think that was a brilliant show of honor. Something that is pretty much dying in the fight game currently. But yeah, sadly, he did have to pay for allowing Carlos to regroup. It would have been a really cool look to allow Carlos to regroup and then still win the fight. But with a brilliant counterpuncher like Carlos Ulberg, you can't be that reckless. And Yuri Prohaska fights recklessly all the time. So I think, even if Carlos Ulberg's knee didn't buckle, I feel like Ulberg would have still knocked Yuri out in the later rounds if he was able to survive that long with Yuri, which I think he would have. But again, Ulberg had an awful start. His knee buckled. He regrouped. He had a dog in him. He didn't quit. And he fought his fight and landed a brilliant counterpunch. Credit to him for it, man. Absolutely memorable fight. A crazy finish to it. I believe Yuri will be back. I hope he'll be back. Maybe they could run it back, depending upon how quickly Ulberg can recover from that knee injury.